A good example from history of what happens when a country stops having children is that of Japan. After World War II, Japan had all their women in the workforce for their war machine. After World War II, they encouraged all the women to remain in the workforce, to clean up the ashes of destruction, to really grow their economy. Thus, Japan didn't have a baby boom generation like America. However, their economy grew for a short while during the 70s and 80s because they had everybody in the workforce, causing many economists to claim that maybe this is a model that we should consider. Forgetting, however, the important role that mothers play in the delivery and development of a child, and how important that is for a country. Today, due to the lack of children, Japan, the country of the rising sun, is now setting. Japan was one of the first countries in the world to experience a major birth dearth. After 2 good decades, their dearth of children and aging population has weighed down their economy. To bolster their economy, they have turned to quantitative easing, which is the printing of money, which is really no fix at all. Before the Japanese government got heavily into quantitative easing in the 1990 through 2005, their stock market lost 70% of their value, and their real estate values plummeted by 60%. Japan's birth dearth and now aging population has led to staggering national debt. Japan's national debt exceeded 230 times their GDP. As compared to Greece, for example, it was 177 times their GDP. And we all know really what happened to Greece for a while. There was a run on the banks, and Germany and the European Union had to step in to provide some rescue for them. The countries that are really feeling the chilling effect of this demographic winter of low birth rates and rapidly aging populations are the same countries which lead the world in the amount of national debt as measured as a percentage of their GDP. This correlation really needs to be understood by policymakers worldwide. Now, this chart shows that the United Nations, it was actually prepared by them, and Eurostat EU 27, showing population projections, showing that most of the developed nations of the world will soon be experiencing population declines. Dr. Nicholas Eberstadt from Harvard University pointed out that with low birth rates, the reason why many of the nations have not experienced population decline until just recently is that the elderly populations have just been living a lot longer than ever before in history. For example, Japan's life expectancy is in 2016 was 74.8 years of age. So does policies change societies? Another good example of how policies can really have an effect on a society is that of China and their one-child policy. After 3 generations, this policy has led to what demographers refer to as a 4-2-1 scenario, where one child is left to care for 2 parents that are going into retirement and 4 grandparents which are in retirement, leaving just 1 person in the family to pull the wagon while 6 are at the retirement age and looking to ride. This is an economic model that will not sustain itself. Today, China is feeling the effects of this one-child policy, as their economy in 2015 took a huge downturn. Their company stocks plummeted by 38% in just a matter of a few weeks, a loss of over $3.25 trillion. And it has really had a difficult time struggling to get back. Dr. Nicholas Eberstadt pointed out that selective sex abortions is so widespread, especially in China, but is affecting the entire world, that it will affect the composition of the entire human species. That is especially true in China, as it is estimated that there will be over 55 million men that will not be able to get married because there is not enough women coming up through the ranks. So what kind of implications will this have for societies worldwide? And how will this affect China?